everyone. Welcome to Biz Chicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business and take the hassle out of your hustle. With that, I want to say that today we're here with Coach Caren Fern, and she's coming to us talking about how to bring those profits in daily. Coach is here all the way from Toronto, Canada. She's in the house, and we're excited. Coach always has something good for us, so make sure you got your pencil and paper ready so you can take some notes. Hey, Coach, what's going on?
Today we're jumping back into the planning series and we're talking about monthly. So to refresh you a little bit for those who listened in, and I took a break from it because I wanted to talk about other things. We're back there, and I just want to know we did a planning series for 2025 and it has 6 sections. And we talked about the planning as a whole, meaning for planning for the whole year. And then we talk about planning for 6 months and breaking it down into quarterly, which is 3 months. And now we are talking today about the monthly, and next week we'll talk about weekly.
Oh,
And
okay.
the reason I broke it into pieces is because I wanted to digest this. I hope you went away, digest it. My apologies. I hope you went away and you actually work on it. This is work. It's like setting up your business plan that people will say, I don't want to do it. It's too much work. Set it up, not because you're going to get money, but because you're going to bring in money because you set it up. You see, business plans, even in business school, it really makes you feel as though you're setting it up so you're going to get a loan. And some people are scared about that sort of thing because everybody has their scarcity and scared moment when it comes to money. We all live within that. We might know until we're faced with it, or we decide to go the coaching route and we start talking to a coach and we start realizing all our hang-ups about money. Money is also the reason we don't do a lot of sales. If we are at the gate where we don't think we're worthy of it, we shouldn't ask for so much and that sort of thing. So that those things stand in the way, and it really ties into the planning. And so that's why we want to do, maybe a big 5-year plan and break it down to 3 a year. But I usually come to Biz Chicks and talk about the yearly plan because I want you to see that you can do it. And then once you do the yearly plan, you can do a 3-year and a 5-year because you can see it's doable. In those plans, we talk about money, how you're going to be. We know things change, but it's better to still go in the year with a plan, not in December, not when January start. When you start in October, November, you got enough time to see shifts before the year end to decide what's going to happen. That's the beautiful thing of planning early. That's the beauty. So we're going to look at 3 things today. What do you see your monthly ends revealing? So right now, what did October reveal to you?
Oh.
So that you can take it and implement it in November. So the things you don't want to take over to 2025, you can get them done now. This is the odd beauty about planning, that you can get them done now so that you're going in fresh with all these great things to do. If your slow months in your business is January, February, March, you can plan for that. You're not lost. Here's what happened in the first quarter. When people don't plan right, the first quarter, you do absolutely nothing. You waste a bunch of time. You look at a bunch of people and you don't look after you and your business. Look after that. If you need looking after before the business, then do it in the slow months. Get you ready. Get your body ready. Get your mind ready. Get yourself healthy physically. Start thinking, start reading, doing the things you know you're supposed to do. I'm going to give you a little tidbit of how to just do those things and stick to it in a minute. And then, does it make you happy or miserable? Whatever you're doing now, sit down and evaluate it. I don't care who's buying a lot from you and who tells you the greatest thing. If it's making you miserable, stop it. Just stop doing it. Give yourself 2 weeks off and stop doing it. And then see what parts of it is bringing you back in. Which parts are juicy and wonderful. And that's where you want to be, okay? That's where we want to be. So when you sit down to plan or continuously planning, you're happy with what you're going to achieve. Nobody's sitting down saying, I'm going to make $100,000 next year. It's going to make it. Let me just tell you right now, you're not making it. You got to get in there and actually want to make 100,000. And now this whole plan is laid out how it's going to happen. So that even if you fall down, you're going to be able to get back up and you're going to do more than 100,000 because you set it in motion. The doing part is, I know it's hard, but it's doable. And then number 3, we're going to talk about how you're planning to do it differently than you have before because of the results you've gotten. Now, if the results was good, how can you amp up that results and make it even better? Because that's what we need to look at, right? So people are there already, but they want a little bit more and they want to know how. So if you hit the 100,000 already, let me tell you, you could be listening here and say, well, coach, I've passed 100,000 or I've made my 250,000 already. Well, now you want to double it, but I feel stuck, I can't move. How do I do it differently? So we're going to talk about a few things. All right.
Okay.
You get a sip of water and then we're going to dive.
Good planning. You got your water right there.
I got to get my water. So number one, as I said, what do you see your month's end reveal to you? Like, what does it reveal? Are you tired? Are you exhausted? Are you hiding? Are you not doing the things you say you're going to do? Because let me tell you the biggest problem with us, and it is a problem. When you start lying to yourself a lot, you don't even realize how many lies you've told yourself within a day.
Okay.
Stop it. You're taking away your abundance, your prosperity, you're pulling you down. That's a weight that you've given to you. Nobody did. Stop lying. If you know you cannot get up at 4 a.m, adjust to 6, 5, whatever number that is. Don't listen to anybody else. And then move back up to the number you'd like. So if you really want to get up at 3 a.m. or 4 and pray and do what you need to do, I promise you, don't run and go there. Start at 6 and move your way up. You're going to be way better. And get 5 things, not 1, not 2, not 3. Get 5 things that you can commit to for a number of days. And no matter what's going on, I want you to do them. If you didn't do anything last month, so we're in November, right? You got this whole month. Give yourself 25 days, 40 days, pick a number. And I want you to do the 5 things you say you're going to do. I'm going to give you an example. Well, coach, what should I do? I don't know what to do. If you are in your career, your business career, and you know there's areas that have struggles, get a book, a business book, and read it. Only for 30 minutes, though. I don't want you to sit down and take up your, no, 30 minutes, put on that timer. And when it's finished, I want you to mark wherever you are. That's it. No more. No matter how great the book is. 30 minutes. And then I want you to take another 30 minutes and read a book for pleasure. And not at the same time, because I want the business book information registered in your mind. I want you to take it in. I want you to soak it in. And I want you to pick up 1 or 2 things out of there. And if it's feasible, do them. If it's not, just keep it retained for future purposes. That's it. And I want you to commit to how many days doing that. Then I want you to do something physical. Get outside and walk. Go for fresh air. Do whatever outside you need to. But spend that time. Decide again a number. I'm not going to tell you what to do in our number. And be present and grateful in moments in your day. Make it a priority. And when you first start, it's going to be hard as hell. It's going to be hard. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to set your timer for 5 minutes. And you're going to sit there present. And when you try to be present, everything and anything that you can remember will come to you. Allow it. For the first 5, 7 days, sit there. When the timer is up, get up. Don't worry about it. Because eventually you'll be able to get there where you're like, I'm right here on this couch, sitting down, and that's all we're doing. Thank you, Lord. That's all we're doing. Any thoughts come, you let it go. Don't fight it, though, because the more you fight up, the more it's going to attack you. I want you to let it go and say whatever you need to say to be there. And be grateful. It's not hard stuff I'm giving you to do.
No, I like it. I like it. It's calming. And it's all doable. And it doesn't take all day.
Exactly. So it's that little time of the day, and you go ahead and do all the other things you're going to do. So whatever you want to plan for that month, plan it out. Understand what happened last month and rectify. Don't get all bummed out about it. If something needs to be done, let it be done. Don't carry it with you. Let it be done. Understand. Write a note to yourself, but let it be done. You have to let it go so you can move forward. All right? If what you're doing right now is making you miserable, I want you to stop doing it. I don't care what it is. You can love to sow, but the things you're making is not making you happy. Make something else. The things you're doing is not selling. Do something else. The things you love maybe for yourself is not good enough in terms of reward profitability for the audience now. And here's why. It's not because it's something that people might not buy. Maybe you need a new angle to sell it. Maybe you need to understand the product better. Maybe you need to do some tweaking. But most importantly, you might be right now at this stage. I wrote this morning when I was reading, because what I tell you guys to do, I do in my business book. And I was talking to my reading about this because of a client of mine. And I was talking about selling and why people don't sell. As I read, I think, and I was talking about it. The reason a lot of time they don't make sales and there's no profit in their business is because they can't sell well, because they don't believe they can. They don't believe that they can ask for $35, $100, whatever number is it. They don't believe they can ask for it.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes them think that they can't sell. It's not because nobody would buy it. Now, you mightn't be able to sell 100, but I promise you, if you sell 6, you can sell 12. And eventually you will sell 100. That's it. You would eventually sell 100. When I was in college, there's this lady that came in to teach a half a semester because my English professor had some personal things going on. And she was darn God awful. She was just terrible teacher. But her goal, I'm bringing this up because she had a book, she was an author, and she wanted us to buy her book. And the book was terrible. And she was an awful professor. But let me tell you, she sold the dickens out of that book because every class had how many students? 20, 25, I don't know. But we all bought the book. And then we realized we didn't need to buy the book, but we bought the book.
Mm-hmm.
Look, at least she sold over 100 books.
Wow.
So selling is not even about the book is good or people buy. It's just how you deliver, how you get yourself ready. So if you're doing something that you don't like and it's not selling, you just have to figure out how you're going to make this happen. But don't stay miserable in whatever is going on with you right now. Please don't. The reason I love planning is because I like people to light a candle, put on the nicest comfy outfit you can, get cozy with a blanket, get your pen and paper out, get your markers, get stickers, just get happy. Because then the things you're putting down there is going to be happy things so that you can go back to happily. I don't believe in business plans to be stuck up, and no, it's not for a corporation. It's for you. It is for you. You're simply writing down all you want to achieve. Coach, I want to achieve $100,000 next year. Okay, we got 12 months of the year. What are we doing each quarter? And some quarter is not about the money, it's getting you to the money. That's what it is. So even though money might come, we're really looking after foundation in the first quarter, planting seeds. And the money that's coming, this is the other trick, guys. If you want to make 100,000 and you're making enough money now, you have to differentiate this specific thing. This little thing. I want $100,000 net. I want $100,000 on top of what I'm making now, because you got to know if you just want 100,000 with some of what you're making now and some more to attach it. So if you fully want to make 100,000, we're not going to talk about the money that you're making right now at all. This is fresh money we're talking about. Fresh net profit. So everything we're going to do is to get you to that $100,000. So we sit and that's how we hashing out. So the first 3 that I gave you guys was to hash that out. Now you're on your monthly. You understand that I need to bring in X amount of dollars a month, X amount of dollars. And that's all we're looking at. And that's what we're doing. And we're doing it feeling great. And anything that set us back is just a setback. I described it this morning to a friend of mine. She's like, I love that analogy. The slinging shot. You get the best shot with a slinging shot when you pull it back the furthest. So when you peel back, when you pull things back, when you feel like you're starting over, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You pull it back and then you let it go. You go faster. So sometimes you got to step back, peel back, take off all the onion skin and get yourself there. Say, hey, this is what I planned for the whole year, but this month is not looking right. Let me go back and see what I said I was going to do in the first quarter. Okay. I didn't accomplish this, this, and that. And if the list is 20 things, guys, here's what I want you to do. Don't get all upset. Take 3 things and do them. And then another 3, and then another 3 until you finish the 20. Don't try to do all 20 because it's going to overwhelm you. You're going to work slower and you're going to procrastinate and ultimately not get it done. Don't try to do 20. Don't do it.
Oh my goodness. Whew. I love this idea of just getting five things. You know what I mean, Coach? Five doable things.
Yes,
It to me is just a blessing. I because it does seem overwhelming. And if you've not had a good year or you've not accomplished everything on your to-do list, you may feel like you can't get it done.
exactly, exactly.
But when you start breaking it down like this, allowing us to just put the things on our plate that we want to accomplish and commit to those, just
Yep,
those five
that's it.
things.
Yep, that's it. That's it. No matter
Hmm.
what else is going on, because when you start acquiring the five things, you'll get the other five things, and then the other five things, and all of a sudden you're doing 25 things, and you're like, they're not hard. I never understood. It took me years to understand this. People say to me, Karen, how you can do so many things in a day?
Hmm.
I would pass out, or they'll say all these things to me, and I would say, but it's not difficult.
Hmm.
Because that I had done formulate my pattern, but I didn't realize was a pattern that I had. I didn't realize was something doable until I started investigating. And that's what I'm trying to get to you guys. We do a lot of things naturally, but we don't even realize that we're doing them. But when you start committing to something, first you stop telling yourself any lies you've been telling yourself. You watch your tone, you watch the way you speak to you watch the way you behave with you. These are very, very, very important things for yourself because you take them over into your customers, your clients. It's sneaky until it takes over, and you lost good people. You lost good people. You lost good people. Okay, customer service starts sucking. So look after you. Get that organized. Right, get that organized. And as Terry just mentioned, you might have had a hard year. So let's do things a little differently. Let's do things a little differently. If you're a person who get distracted easily, take away the distraction. It's not a punishment. Just take them away. Take away the distraction. If you're in a situation where you can take away the things, it's your children, your grandchildren, your niece or nephews, some people that are around you, and that's where you are, include them. Use the problem differently. If you got a little one around, get her pen and paper, get her cutting scissors, get her
Hmm.
things that's going to occupy him or her, get her a little painting set. Create this hour of just joy and make sure you can accomplish one thing, not a lot, because he or she's there. And then you might use your time differently. The hours has to change. The things you need to do has to get done, but differently. And when we have a short space of time, we do so much better. We don't even realize that. People want to have more time, but I promise you, you don't need more time. I tell everybody this. You've got enough time. God knows what He's doing. You have enough time. Just spend it well and stop trying to put too many things in a day that you are not proficiency at yet. You see, you can put a lot of things in your day. I can because I have gotten good with it. I can braid my son hair in single braids, his own hair, and it's long in an hour or less. I can
Hmm.
wash, condition, blow dry, and cornrow my mom hair in 55 minutes. This is a build in skill. Every time
Hmm.
I'm finished with them, they're like, "You're done?" I can cut my husband here in less than an hour, shave him, line him up in the hole in an hour. But this is a skill that I learned and practiced over time. If I
Hmm.
tell you that I can clean my house in 5 hours, I bet you it's probably done in 4.5 hours. But I give myself that in between 10 minutes break and time. I know this. I remember somebody came to me once and wanted to open a cleaning business. I said to them, go clean your house, clean the bedrooms, and time yourself and see how long it takes. I tell a friend that also when she wanted to hire people and complain about the price. I say, go clean your own house. And so when you see what it takes from you, it's easy to hand over the dollars to the maid, the cleaning services, because you understand what they're coming in to do. Stop whining about it because you have a business that you want to be paid to. So pay the people. Pay the people that's coming in, right? Don't be whining. If you can't, if right now your budget wouldn't allow you, and don't say I can't afford it. I want you to take that out of your vocabulary. Say to yourself, my budget wouldn't allow it at this moment. That's all. Because I want you to plan so your budget could eventually allow it, which means you're not lying again to yourself. And when your budget can allow it, hire the cleaner, hire the whomever, and get that done. So that portion of your time is given back to you. By the same token, if you like cleaning like I do, I get a lot of great ideas, then clean your house and then outsource something else.
Mm-hmm.
Then outsource
Interesting.
something else so you can get that feeling, that understanding, that exchange out. When a friend of mine was during COVID was having a hard time in her because she did different kind of cleans where everything shut down and she wanted to get into the house service cleaning. I said to her, I want you to imagine yourself when you go for the interview because a friend, she's already not my direct friend, but a friend of a friend, and she said directed her to me, she said, call Caren and talk to her. She's gonna walk you through what you need to do. Just call her. and so she said, I was so nervous. I said, for what? Like it's a call, it's a free call. If you want to go for it, then sure. And I said to her, so when you go to give estimates, I want you to sit down because she worried about price, she worried about getting the client. So I want you to sit down with the client and I want you to see that person as a human being, just like you.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing else. And she needs her house clean, he or she, and you're going to walk them through what you're going to do and what you will not do. Don't overcompensate. Don't try to sell them the moon and the stars when you know darn well you and your crew won't be able to do it to survive to do the next house.
Good
So,
point.
yeah, and I said, and deliver on it really good. And she did. And she come and she goes, Caren, it's crazy, but you cleared up so many things to me. I realized why we suffer in the commercial business too. We overpromise and then people are upset with us
Mm-hmm.
because we realize you can't do it with the number she gave me to get it done. I said, there's no way I'll take a contract like that. Like I don't want to, I'm not even doing it, but the people I want to pay, I want them to leave happy and call me up and say, Caren, how many more houses we got to clean this week? Am I in? Like that's what people call and ask me. Are we doing the night shift or are we doing are we cleaning the day? Is people going to be in there? They're just asking these a question, not I can't go to work. They're calling to find out. They're excited to go. They're like, I like when you send me here. I like when you send me there. Like, and when they meet the people or, hi, how are you doing? A pleasantry. Be happy to go into the homes and clean if you're going to see the individual. And don't get into any conversation. And just be happy to be there to perform the service.
Mm-hmm. Because when you are offering a service, you have to remember that a lot of times the person on the other end of the transaction is trying to get more for their buck. So they're
Exactly.
just piling on. Well, can you do this? Oh, well,
Exactly.
can you dust the ceiling fans? And can
Mhm.
you clean the vents in the basement? Like, wait, whoa. You know what I'm saying? They'll
Yep.
have you cleaning out the furnace filters and everything
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You got to know what you do, and you say, I have a great guy that cleaned the chandeliers. I think he charged around 350 to 400. We can do that for you. We'll just get his, and that's how you do it. I got this window guy who is, you'd love him, and then you get the window guy.
else.
Stop trying to do all the services to make more money, because really, you
Okay.
aren't doing yourself any service. Mm-mm-mm.
And you're not adding it into the cost.
Exactly. A
So
lot
now
of companies, yeah, a
you are,
lot of them don't realize that.
you know what I mean? So you are cleaning, you're doing $800 worth of work and you're charging 250.
hmm Yep. Yes, exactly. So that's how you do it. So whatever you're doing, like change it up, do it differently so that it makes sense for you, it makes sense for the client, and your business is profitable. We're planning, guys, for you to be good, healthy, and not burn out. We're planning for your customer to enjoy you and want to refer you and keep going with you. You want to understand when you acquire a customer, what are they worth to you for the year? And then
Mhm.
you want to understand what you're going to give them in return for what they're giving you. Nothing comes for nothing. So if you're giving them something and you're getting from them, you better believe or you better set yourself for what you're going to give them that you can. So you're not upset when you have to do the deliverables. Like you're like, you're happy when she paid, but when you know you have to deliver, you're all upset and stuff because you promised too much. Stop it.
Mhm.
This is what you're
Yes.
promising to do, and you have set up your system, your productivity rate, and all this stuff, so you're satisfied. If I'm doing somebody books and I say it's 500 a month, I know all I have to get done for that 500. If they start wanting payroll and a whole bunch of other things, no, we're talking about 2005. We're moving up in numbers.
Exactly.
So we're just doing the regular bookkeeping stuff. It's not that entry. I still need to use my brain and understand a spreadsheet. I need to understand balance sheet. I need to understand a whole bunch of things with your money. That
Mm-hmm.
has nothing to do with payroll and taxes. That's a different category. I'm moving into the CFO, so or frictional bookkeeping. No. We're moving up. And yes, I could do all of that, but that's not the part you hired me for or we
Mm-hmm.
came in at. But if you want to add that on, that's a different discussion. So you need to know what you're doing. You need to understand what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Some people that don't sew, for instance, will buy clothes from wherever and then sell it back, and then they're like, well, it's profitable. I had somebody that I said to them, you're not profitable because you didn't count in the shipping. You didn't count in the custom charge. You
Mm-hmm.
never count in the time you took to unpack, pack it up, set it up, all the office stuff that happens, the marketing that went into it. None of that is accounted for. So I know you feel great with this number, but by the time we were finished, I think she's lucky if we were making four something on a sweatshirt. Like it made no sense at all.
Well, I want to say this too, Coach, and that is that even some of the large companies are running at a deficit that you're competing
Mhm.
with. People are like, well, they only charging $9 for this, and I can't sell it for under $29.95 and make a profit. I want you to know that those companies are getting ready to go away because they're operating at 900 million, 400 million
Mhm.
deficit per month,
Yes, yes, Terry.
trying to get the market share.
Yes, yes, yes.
And so just hang in there.
Mhm.
Be
Yeah.
of good courage. It's going to get, it gets better. It gets better.
And that's why you go back to knowing who you are and what you want
Mhm,
to do, and don't try to do what everybody else is doing because it's not your thing. It's not.
mhm,
It's not for you to do. So again, guys, when you set up, I'm gonna close out here by saying that when you set up your monthlies, I want you to understand what happened and review what happened the month before. And even if you haven't played out that month yet, if you're in business already, that's fine. But if you haven't and you're planning for 2025 and you never run a business, so you haven't have anything to see what happened,
mhm,
and you're like, well, coach, I don't know what to do with month ends. I don't know what to do with that. I still want you to put down what you'd like to do, and I
mhm,
want you to play devil advocate with yourself. I want you to sit down and really be in it. And you can do that by going on YouTube and watching at people who are in business. They're not going to tell you everything, but you can get a glimpse of, what really happens. You can see when they go to a craft market, how sales was and how it weren't. If you pay attention to the people who actually sell versus the ones who hide in their boots, there's so many things that go on that makes them make the money versus not making the money. And the people who are making the money, they're working darn hard. Let me tell you, they're not sitting down twiddling them thumbs and sleeping at night and money's flying in their account. They're working. They're making
mhm,
candles. They're buying candle stuff. They're making book sleeve. The ones who a lot of them I watch, the people are sewing pants, whatever they make, they're working their butts off to make it.
mhm,
So
mhm,
don't jump and just say this is what's going to happen. No. If you got a little itty bitty money, it's hard for you to buy wholesale to come back and make money. It really takes a lot of money to make a lot of money. That's why when you start off, you got to start with what you got, and you mightn't be able to do the things you want, but planning for a full year will allow you to see when that is possible,
mhm.
how this is possible, and break it down, monthly. This is what I'm going to do. So the next time we see each other, we're going to talk about how we're going to do it weekly and daily. These are important steps. So when you come to work, because it is work, I don't care if
Mhm.
you own the business. When I come into work, what I do in the morning, what does my first 4 hours look like?
Mm.
You need to know. And that's because you set up the monthly. Next week, we're going to talk about weekly.
Wow. Coach Caren, we just want to thank you because we needed that encouragement. I want everyone to know if you're looking for Coach Caren, you can find her at Profits in Daily on Facebook and on Instagram. Also, if you're looking to set up an appointment with Coach Caren, let me get this out because Coach Caren is not speaking right now. You can set up an appointment. I'm going to put that link in the chat. Hold on a moment because I had it and then I started talking about something else. Here we are. And this link will be in the chat. You'll be able to set up an appointment and just have a conversation with Coach. Everybody needs a coach, a cheerleader, and a community. We would love to be your community here at Biz Chicks. As I put this in the chat, I want you to know that you can connect with us over here at Biz Chicks by texting Biz to 33777, or you can find us at bizchicks.net. We're here because we want to what? Help you take the hassle out of your hustle. So, with that, I want to remind you that we'll be back next week to talk about bringing those profits in daily and how to plan on a weekly basis. Am I correct, Coach?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, everyone. Thank you again, Coach, for all
You're
you
welcome.
do. Have a great day, everyone, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye.